Michael Lund, who is based in Denmark, and he is RCM in Nordic countries. It has been pleasure to work with you, Michael, for 9 months now. And I know that I have put you in a situations where you were like, okay, what's happening here? What's next? You know, and thank you for accepting and dealing with all of us so nicely and grateful. It's so fun to work with you. I really appreciate absolutely everything what you do with us and to us. So Michael will be doing the presentation about Young Living News. You will give us information about promos and about sales and fast start bonus and what else? Let's see.
That's about it.
So yeah. Michael, you're welcome.
Thank you, Emilia. Thank you for introducing me, because I realize I forgot to introduce myself at the beginning of the call. And the only way that I'm unique in this context is that I work for Young Living as a salaried employee, which means I can't participate in the wonderful opportunity that you are participating in. You know, I receive a paycheck every month from Young Living to do my job. It also happens to be a great pleasure, because that way I get to work with so many exciting people, both in the northern countries, but today also in Germany and Czech Republic, and probably several other countries. And together with Emilia, I've worked on putting this little meeting together, for example. In the future, you will meet some of my colleagues who are also working on this. I can mention Alexandra from Poland, who I think works a lot with Julia in the daily work. I can mention Katrin from Germany, who many of you know, and Ertan from Germany. So these are my colleagues. They also work for Young Living as normal employees, so not as members like you are. And as Emilia said, every month, Young Living has a presentation with all the new things that are happening from the company side. And I usually share this with everyone in the markets around the 1st of every month. So that is also what I will share in these calls, so that you get all the same news as everyone else. And they are news relating to the sales, relating to marketing. So any new products that we launch, any promotions that we have. And they could also be news relating to operations or anything else that is important for you to know that the company does. So I'll just share my screen with you here. Do you all see? If you see it, give me a thumbs up. So sometimes this doesn't work for me. I'm hopeless with Zoom, so I'm very happy to have many people here who are much better at it than I am. Today it seems to work. So to jump in, first of all, just to give you the dates for our future meetings. As you can see here, we planned, you know, together with Tim and Bruce, who are interpreting, we planned the next 3 months, basically. So we'll have these meetings on the dates that you see here. And I will also share this in email with all of you after the call, so that you know. We will have these calls at, 6:30 Central European time. So that would be a little earlier, a little later for some of you. But basically the same time, around the same dates every month. So right at the beginning and a little past the middle of the month, we will do a call. The monthly news calls like this one, we aim to have between 2 and 3 hours. And then the support questions, I call them, support calls, they will be slightly shorter calls, and they will be focused on a couple of things that you decide, basically. So then to the sales update, this is something we also share from the company every month. And it basically shows the whole Young Living business in Europe. Where are we the biggest? And on this call, we have, like I said, people from a number of different countries. So I at least know Germany, Finland, and the Czech Republic are represented, probably other countries as well. What my ambition is, and the reason I chose to put this slide here, is that I would like to calculate the deaf community for Europe and try and figure out where is that located in this list of countries, and see if we can move up. I would say we would need to do probably 2 or 3 times the amount of business across Europe in the deaf community. Then we would be on the top 10 list here. So I think that would be an exciting and fun thing to show as we grow this community in the future. When we grow, of course, we have people who rank up. This is very exciting. We always share the people from silver and up. This month we had 2, and they are from Germany, Jelena Bartel, and from the Czech Republic, Jana Šmiskova. So a big congratulations to them. I look forward to have many of your names in here over the next, 9 months, next year as well. And we will share them here for everyone. So that's the kind of the housekeeping we do every month, just the kind of the points we always cover. This month, however, we have something extremely exciting that I can share with you. And you might already have heard, but we have a small but very important change to the business, the compensation plan. And the first thing I can say about it is, if you have logged in to the Young Living site within the last week or so, you would have, there would have been a prompt where you have to accept new terms and conditions. And if you didn't accept it, then you would have been in trouble. Then you couldn't place your order. So if that happens, or if it happens to anyone in your team, that they say, oh, I'm trying to log in to Young Living site, and I'm getting a strange message that I need to update my terms and conditions, then it's simply because every time Young Living makes a change to the compensation plan, then it's a change in the agreement we have with each and every one of you. And that, of course, we need you to accept. But I can promise you that in this case, it's a very positive change, and you will all benefit from this if you decide to work with this. So without further ado, this is the Fast Start bonus. The Fast Start bonus is a bonus you receive on anyone you enroll for the first 3 months that they are in the business. Anything that they purchase in the first 3 months, as the enroller, you will get an extra bonus on that. What you see here is how it's always been. Okay, so up until yesterday, for the first 3 months, when you enrolled a new person, you would receive 25% bonus on anything that person purchased. And your upline would have received 10%. Okay? And there was a requirement. You would have to have 100 PV to get this. And there was another thing. There was a limitation. So the most you could earn in Fast Start bonus was 200 euros. Okay, that was up until 28th February. So now I will show how it is now and moving into the future. So from now on, every time you enroll someone, in the first month that that person is enrolled, what they purchase, you will receive a 50% bonus on that. That basically means that half the value of any purchase made by new member on your first level, you will receive half. That's pretty good. Since we pay out 50% to you as the enroller, in the first month, it does mean that your upline will not receive 10% in the first month, as they used to get 10%. They won't receive that. In month 2 and 3, it's the same as always. It's 25% and 10%. So nothing changes in month 2 and 3. The other big change is that in the first month, as an enroller, you no longer actually have to have a personal order. So I know all of you here are probably buying your products every month anyway, because you're existing members. But let's imagine you enroll one of these people Emilia mentioned that maybe has a hard time financially, and they can't afford to place an order. Okay, but they still see the opportunity and they would love to enroll some people. So if they do that, then they will receive 50% on the purchase that person makes in the first month. So you could say people, they could come in and they could enroll 2 people in their first month, maybe not be able to afford their own products, but then in the second month, with the bonus they would receive, they could then purchase their own starter kit, as an example. The other new thing here is that there is no limit to earnings. So in the past, you could only make 200 euros in Fast Start bonus every month. If you enrolled more people, it would cap at 200. With this new change, you can enroll as many people as you want, and you will receive 50% on any purchase made by any of those people. So if you enroll 10 people and they all bought 100 PV, then technically, you would make 450, I think 450 euro or something like that on those 10 people. So that's quite a big check you can make in your first month. Imagine if you enroll 20 new people and they all bought 100 PV. Okay, so, and I would say this is basically it. I will cover a few more things here relating to the Fast Start bonus, but these are the 3 things to remember. You don't need 100 PV to be eligible for bonus in your first month. You will receive 50% on any purchases made by someone you enrolled on your first level in the first month. And it's unlimited. So you can enroll as many people as you want personally, and you will receive the 50% on all of them. Then the final thing I would say that's really important here is teach other people to do the same. If you can show people how to do this, then obviously you will receive 10% in month 2 and 3. Can you imagine if you start getting this duplication rolling in your team? It will mean a big difference in commissions for everyone. The only other thing, not the only other thing, but there are a couple of other little things to mention around the Fast Start bonus. The first thing is to be eligible to receive commissions from Young Living. And that doesn't only apply to the Fast Start bonus, that applies to any bonus. You have to be in good standing with the company. And it sounds so dramatic, doesn't it? And it basically just means, if you've been, I hasten to say, I don't know of any cases like this right now, but let's say you've been doing marketing of the business or, talking about the products in a way where the compliance team has closed your account basically, or put a hold on your account, then you would not be able to make commissions. So good standing just means that you're a good corporate citizen. You follow the policies and procedures and the rules of the company. And to my knowledge, everyone in the region I work with is doing that. And I'm sure everyone on this call is doing that. But we just have to mention it. Okay. So that's why it's in here. The other thing, or another little thing, is that this new Fast Start bonus was introduced in America in November last year. And now, as of 1st of March, we are introducing it in all the other regions, so all over the world. So if any of you is enrolling people in Latin America or Asia or Australia or America or Canada, this same rule applies in all countries. With 2 exceptions, because there always has to be an exception, right? We can never just make it 100% simple. We have to complicate it just a little bit. So Japan and Malaysia, if you enroll people in Japan or Malaysia, then the old rules apply, okay? So I don't know if any of you have business interests in those countries, but the only thing to know is if you do, then it's still 25%, 10% on Fast Start bonus. And the way these things are calculated, it's calculated in the country of purchase. So products purchased in Japan or products purchased in Malaysia, those products will only receive the 25 and the 10% bonus. Just so you know, and just to complicate things a little bit. So here we have an example, and I apologize to you that this is calculated in dollars, but it's very similar in euros. It basically shows what you would earn in month 1, 2, and 3 on these kind of ideal orders that we made here. So let's say you enroll someone with a PSK and a couple of bottles of Ningxia. So that would be an order of 175.95 PV. And that would earn you, as the enroller of the person buying this, that would earn you roughly $88 for that order in month 1. And now your upline won't get anything. Well, they'll get bonus, but they won't get this bonus in the first month. Then in the second and third month, you can see the examples yourself on the slide. But any orders placed in the second and third month, you receive 25% and 10% for your upline. And so then we have something called compression. And this actually also applies to other bonuses in Young Living. And I think maybe not so many people know this or understand how this works. So in a future call, we could talk maybe about the unit level and the generation bonus, how it's calculated. But basically, Young Living wants to pay out commission on anything that's sold. So when people in the line of sponsorship is not qualified to receive commission, then we pay commission to the next person in the upline tree. And this little example illustrates that. So if you look in scenario B on this slide, now this would never happen, of course, because you all have your orders every month. But let us imagine that you didn't have your 50 PV order at least, but you had a new person enrolled, and this is the second month, just to make it complicated, in the second month. You didn't place your order, so now you would not be qualified to receive the 25% on the person you enrolled last month. So you will not receive the 25%, but then your enroller would. Okay, so the person who enrolled you would then receive the 25% on that new person's order. And the enroller of your enroller would receive the 10%. Do you see how that works? We call it compression. It just means that if someone is not qualified to earn commissions, then Young Living will pay the commission to the next qualified person in the upline tree. I know this is a little bit technical, some of this stuff, but it's nice to know, and I will be happy to answer questions, and I will be happy to go through these kind of things with you on future calls as they apply to other bonuses that you earn. So then here's something else, which is also technical. And probably you don't even know this to begin with. But with the fast start bonus, we pay out higher commissions in the first 3 months. And as I showed you, it used to be 25% and 10% for those 3 months. And when we do that, then we also reduce the PV of that order. So what does that mean? It means the other bonuses, the unit level and the generation bonus, is reduced because we put the money up front in the compensation plan. Okay. With the 50% payout, we will not reduce the PV by 70%, we will reduce it by 100%. Okay. To make it even more complicated, there are two ways of thinking of volume. There's a volume you need to qualify for your rank every month. So let's say you are silver or gold or platinum or diamond. You need, if you're silver, you need 10,000 OGV every month to maintain that rank. For that purpose, we do not discount or reduce the PV. It's for payout purposes on the unit level and the generation bonus. So let us imagine an example of a silver. Silver needs 10,000 points. Let's imagine in that silver downline, 1,000 points come from orders that we paid fast start bonus on. Okay. So there is 10,000 OGV, which means the silver still ranks as silver. But when it comes to the unit level bonus and the generation bonus, we only pay those bonuses on the 9,000 OGV. So it's a technical detail. It's important. And I'd be happy to answer questions on it if it's confusing. And I think as far as the fast start bonus, that is really everything there is to know. And as I said, some of you have my email, and Julia, you're certainly welcome to share it, but also Alexandra's email, Catherine's, Ertan's emails. If anyone on this call have questions, you are always welcome to reach out on email. Okay, and I promise on future calls, we can take questions on the compensation plan and we can go through examples and things like that, if that is something you find useful. So these calls are for you. And if this is something that is interesting to understand better or have more information about, it's certainly something we can focus more on in the future. So I've invited